hey, money's money, right?
Hey, who knew old white guys were going to be back in chic again?
You know, who would have thought that the majority of the consumer base would hate would hate that Joel got killed?
Who'd have
Um,
thunk? Who thought that? Who really did think that was a good idea, though?
Druckmann did, but
Terrible.
yeah, he he basically is I think far left ish thinking. Um, anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think episode three, it was. I think we all knew it was going to be a slower episode. It was going to be just a setup episode.
But we did get to Salt Lake
They kind
City.
of
That was fast. I thought that was going to be like a whole episode of walking, like, but they got to Salt Lake City
no, you
by
mean
the end of
Seattle?
or Seattle. They got to Seattle by the end of the episode. So like,
Is Wyoming next to Washington? I don't know. I don't know
I'm an
anything about my
American.
country.
I don't know geography.
I think Wyoming is like at least like two states away from Washington,
Yeah,
so
I think so. Right? Yeah,
they
it's
have to
Washington's over
cross
in
like
that corner,
multiple.
and then
They
there's
got there
Wyoming.
like in a day. That's crazy.
Time
I
flies when you're
mean,
having fun scissoring.
I mean, I guess so.
I
I
mean,
guess
there's
they're
definitely.
too
I love
busy.
there. There's like a will they won't they like attempt, but they're definitely like
Yeah,
leading
it's
up to
really
this
weird.
lesbian
Like she said,
relationship.
like Dina said that she's not gay,
I'm not gay,
but
but you know, I didn't. I'm not. I wasn't that high when I
if
kissed
I
you.
was, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, little
So,
breadcrumbs. What we like to call the formative college years for ladies.
um, but yeah,
I'm
did we
not
miss
gay, but
anything
you want
else?
to make
Okay,
out?
so we saw the militia at the very end there. We saw Manny at the very end.
Yes, a
But yeah,
lot,
apparently,
lots of
so
power.
it's gonna be a lot harder. So yeah,
Mm.
so, I mean, like they said they were part of. They said they were part of a militia. I don't know if Elliot overheard that, but I guess Dina didn't overhear though that either. Yeah, that they're part of a militia. But you would think Washington Liberation Front, you know, that it's a pretty big
Yeah,
organization,
sounds.
and they
Yeah,
go to
if they have
Seattle not
patches, if
thinking
they have fucking patches, you know you're dealing with the legit
like
militia.
if they're into branding, they probably have some
They
resources.
probably
Probably a lot of
have
them.
enough followers. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, who would have thought the militia was actually militia? There's a lot of people, so it's going to be really hard. Which you know, basically, anyone,
Yeah, and
any
you know,
convict is
unless
doing with.
they also go on patrol with two people, and like the girl and Abby just goes down the random parts of the city where Ellie happens to be.
Yeah.
I will
So,
all around. What do you think?
yeah.
Overall thoughts? Or you just gonna keep watching? You have to keep
I mean,
watching for the podcast.
I'll stick with it because I think you know I knew that Joel was going to be killed. I kind of like knew most of the main
Oh,
story for this
also,
game, and I think it is
fuck
interesting.
all the newspapers for season or for episode 2, like that spoiled like that Joel had died that episode.
Yeah,
Like I woke up and I was like scrolling through my phone and it's like The Last of Us death leaves fans heartbroken. I was like, oh god, like, I knew Joel was gonna die, just didn't know when.
yeah. I was at least hoping he'd make it like 3 episodes, but I mean, people were expecting episode 1 for him to die, but
Episode 2 was blew my socks off. That was really good.
well, yeah, I mean, I think the infected battle was pretty great. That was,
Mm.
you
Although
know,
there was
that
one
was like one of the best episodes because
storyline,
of that.
the the vines going through like the pipes or whatever, the ceramic pipe
Yeah,
that they discovered right as they were about to get attacked or whatever. Like, what happened with that storyline? We don't
I
care.
guess they burned the fungus. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Next episode's going to introduce Jeffrey Wright, who I think
Ooh.
also voiced his character in the video game, the same character. So I think they did the same thing with Marlene last season. So that's pretty cool. Bring him back. I mean, he's a
Nice.
pretty. He played Commissioner Gordon in the last Batman movie. So the fact that they got him in the last game, you know, kind of like showed that
I mean, he was blown up
the
for
first.
Westworld though. Jeffrey Wright was like
Oh yeah,
in
well he was in.
everything for a couple of years. He was the it
He was kind
actor.
of like Giancarlo Esposito, but
Mm-hmm. Yes.
lesser so because he was in Westworld. He was in Boardwalk Empire before that. You know, he was just in the Batman.
Guy's been
He's in some
so
other
many
stuff. I
things.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll introduce him. He's the leader of the Washington Liberation Front. We didn't see Abby at all this episode.
No.
So, because which is surprising because she has a big role in the second game after she kills Joel.
I'm
So
sure we'll see a lot
I'm sure episode
more.
4 we'll see a lot more of her. But I think because she's a playable character in the second game, which is another reason people hate it. Like, hey, you know this woman who killed Joel, who you absolutely hate now? You're going to be forced to play as her.
Now you have to
This
play
half
her.
the
It's
game.
like, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, 20 less million
And you're
copies,
going to like her.
please.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Jeffrey Wright was also the Watcher in What If. God, what a
oh,
crap!
yeah.
I haven't even finished What If season 3. That was how bad that show had gotten. Oh,
He was in what? What if?
What If? What's What If?
What?
I'm sorry. He was in Digimon. No, he was in Digman. That's what happens when your brain wants you to read one thing and not the other.
Hey, let's bring Jeffrey Wright in for a Digimon reboot or Digimon live action
Yo,
adaptation.
Digimon live action
Have
would
him
be
play Ty.
dope.
Have him play Ty with the giant hair. Do you remember Fox magazine?
I mean, like,
Fox Kids magazine?
kind of vaguely
Fox
sounds
Kids.
familiar.
Yeah, I had Fox Kids magazine because like
Fun.
everyone was like, you're either a Nickelodeon kid, or a Fox Kids kid, and I was like a Fox
I
Kids
was a
kid
Fox
because
kid.
we didn't have
Yeah.
different show. So that was like, so I had like Fox Kids magazine, so I was watching Digimon. I guess there was like WB kids who were watching Pokemon, but yeah, I was like pretty into Fox Kids. I would get up like early on
Pokemon.
Saturday mornings to watch the
Saturday
entire
morning
programming
cartoons
block.
was the greatest, and it's like it's a shame
Well, that
like
was kind of like
our kids will
that's
never
kind of the only
experience that.
one. Yeah, because like Nickelodeon was like weekday afternoons, but
I mean,
Fox
Cartoon
Kids
Network
was
eventually
really
too, but like Saturday
yeah.
morning,
I mean,
that
I
was
was,
when
it
it
was
was
big.
at.
I like Cartoon Network more too. Like oh yeah, so you're either Nickelodeon, Disney, Fox
And like
Kids.
good parents, let's be honest,
You
like
had
good
W.
parents, limited television time on the weekdays. The weekend though,
Yeah,
8 a.m. to noon, you were strapped in front of that television. You were
yeah.
watching like the new Power Rangers, the new Pokemon, like whatever was going on. Not Pokemon, but like you were switching
No,
back
no,
and
no,
forth.
no, no,
Like
no. Pokemon was WB Kids.
yeah,
Fox Kids had
you switch
Digimon.
back and forth. You switch back and forth between channels
Digimon was
11 and
basically
12.
was literally a shameless Pokemon ripoff, but it was still
It was
awesome.
great. It was still fantastic, right? Yeah, way back when
Yeah,
ripoffs used to be still good.
yeah. But yeah, Jeffrey Wright as Ty from
That would be very
Digimon.
funny.
Please,
That's one
please,
race
yeah.
swapping I can
It,
get behind. I guess let me get your final
like,
thoughts as we wrap up the episode. Speaking
well,
of,
let me finish my
oh
anecdote about Fox
yes,
Kids. Like, I think because they had a questions and letters section, and they would just like ask questions to the Fox Kids editorial about this Japanese cartoon they had no control of. And one of the questions was, when will Ty get a haircut? And they were just like, not when hell freezes over, but I think like when the Arctic Circle becomes a desert or something like that.
you can't say when pigs fly because he's got that one little animal that looks like a
There probably is
pig
a
that flies.
Digimon that is a pig that can
Fly
fly.
exactly. That's the problem. Is like yeah,
Porkmon, Pork Flymon.
pork fly
All
mon,
they were all named Mon.
the mon at the
But
end.
yeah,
T Rex
yeah,
mon, Angel mon, smoking hot Angel mon. You get it.
Clownmon.
You know.
There was an Okramon too.
Oprah mon. Yeah, well that's down in
He was
Jamaica.
no Okra. He was just
Oh,
made of
okra.
like he was yeah Okramon. His arch enemy was Leomon.
Do you remember just like growing up and then like looking back at the original 151 Pokemon and you're like, holy shit, these names are not creative at all. These are just things that they do.
Mr.
Bulbasaur has a
Mime,
bulb on him, right?
Squirtle,
Yeah, squirts everywhere. It's a huge mess.
Venusaur,
Charizard
Bulbasaur,
burn stuff. Oh my gosh, just anyway, yeah.
Charmeleon.
Final
Like,
thoughts?
yeah, I'll keep watching it. I mean, it's definitely it's HBO, so it's like it's kind of like well, I would say
High
that
quality paint drying. It's slow,
yeah,
but it's. I
it's way
mean,
better than Rings of Power. Let's not even
I didn't
put it right
watch
there.
8 episodes
This
of
is
White Lotus for nothing.